Leonardo DiCaprio going on a 19-year-old. I'm like, bro, what do you talk about?
Yeah, what? I mean,
what do you talk about? Unless she's the most genius, brilliant, world-traveled, nuanced.
Who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I can get on that list,
yes,
right?
Without a doubt, you are invited.
Joe Rogan just locked in on the celebs, still rolling up to visit Diddy in prison, and the list got the streets quiet. Word is some of the biggest names in the game been showing up behind those walls. And Rogan is asking the question everybody else is scared to say out loud: why are they still that close after everything that dropped? First name he put on blast is Leonardo DiCaprio. Joe pointed straight at the long history between Leo and Diddy. For years, the two of them moved in the same celebrity circles. Photos from red carpets, after parties, high-profile gatherings kept surfacing. Old footage showed them in the same rooms, laughing, networking, looking comfortable. Back then, nobody thought twice about it. Today, those same images hit different. Rogan talked about how public perception flipped the second the lawsuits and the investigations dropped. People started digging through the archives, pulling up every shared appearance, every positive comment Leo made about Diddy over the years. In older interviews, Leo described Diddy as somebody who threw legendary parties and brought people together. At the time, it sounded like regular industry talk. Now the same words get replayed with a different energy.
I think there's so many powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied. Air quotes, partied. And how many of them went to the Diddy parties? Have you been paying attention to the trial?
Oh, yeah.
Trials. Wild.
Rogan noted that Leonardo mostly stayed quiet once the heat got real. No long public statements, no major interviews addressing the connection, just distance. Some folks say that is exactly what a smart person should do when they have not been accused of anything. Others say public figures who spent years in those exclusive circles should be ready to answer basic questions when the scandals explode. Then there's the speculations that Diddy still got some dirt on him, tapes from the freak-offs, and still got him in line. Word on the street is Leonardo even been paying Diddy visits. And to be honest, this ain't shocking. Industry insiders like Gene Deal and Jaguar Wright been loud about it right from the jump.
I sat right here and told y'all there was activity on the dark net. Videos were being distributed and were going to be sold for profit because the diddler needs the money. Did I not say that? Said that. Right here.
Bruh, those people who was caught at Diddy party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house. But he had 250 tape recorders in that house that they took, that the feds found.
Joe kept coming back to the pattern, the repeated proximity, years of shared spaces, sudden silence. He asked how close they really were and how much people inside those networks actually knew about each other. The streets took that and ran with it. Some users called Leo a party boy. Others asked why he was hiding if there was nothing to it. Rogan did not claim any visits were illegal. He simply put the name on the table and let the questions hang. Next name circling the block is Burna Boy. Joe brought him up as another name that has been linked to those prison visits. The connection goes back to the pandemic era when Diddy stepped in as executive producer on Burna's Twice as Tall album. That project won a Grammy. At the time, it looked like pure mentorship and industry support. Then, an old post resurfaced where Diddy allegedly wrote that he helped Burna win his first and only Grammy out of kindness, and somehow Burna thought he could win another without that help.
How you look at your brother, how you look at your
What's up, boy? Triple, quadruple. In the flesh. Good. In the fucking flesh. Yes, sir.
Got so much to tell you, man.
Welcome home. Welcome home.
The street started asking if that help came with strings. Rogan pointed out how Burna's public energy shifted after everything went down. Moments where he snapped at fans, pushed people away, looked irritated, like somebody carrying pressure he could not explain. Burna himself talked about dealing with PTSD. The streets asked the same thing. What caused it and who was around when it started? Now the talk is that Burna has been one of the ones still making those quiet trips to the facility. The loyalty or the leverage question is what keeps the conversation alive.
With your girl sleeping in front of me. This is me to fuck off, man. You understand? So please take that fuck off. Yeah? Fast now. Take her home, take her home, take her home. Bro, I'm not doing no more song until you take her home, bro. Real life. Alright, take her the fucking piss, bro. not doing another song till you go home. One night.
Next up is Stevie J. This one hits different because Stevie helped to build the whole bad boy sound from the inside. Word floating around is that he was not just attending the wild gatherings. He was helping organize them, handling logistics, making sure the private sessions ran smooth. While a lot of people went quiet after the raids, Stevie stayed loud defending Diddy. Joe asked whether that is pure loyalty or the kind of knowledge that makes it hard to walk away. The streets are watching to see if Stevie is also on the list of visitors. When somebody stays that locked in after the mansion got searched and the charges stuck, the questions only get louder.
You're hanging out with Diddy in his mansion in Miami, and Homeland Security rushes in while you're there.
While I'm there, Dolo.
You're there by yourself.
Yeah. With the, you know, he has some employees there. And
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
So suddenly there's red dots all over your shirt.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. You know?
Sliding right into the next name is Cuba Gooding Jr. His name came up in connection to certain yacht trips tied to Diddy's circle. Allegations put him present during moments where lines got crossed. He denied everything and said he got dragged into something he had nothing to do with. But the timing and the connection kept people watching him different. Rogan brought the name into the conversation as another face that shared the same elite spaces for years. Now the talk is whether any of those old ties translated into quiet visits once Diddy was locked down.
Well, how do you fully escape it, though? Like your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case.
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because you barely know
This
him,
is the
right?
most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my world.
Then there's Jay-Z. This one carries extra weight because Jay and Diddy were power twins in the industry for a long stretch. They moved together, built empires side by side, showed up in the same rooms at the highest levels. The second the legal heat got serious, Jay stepped back hard. He stayed quiet. Insiders like Jaguar Wright kept saying the connection ran deeper than what the public saw, calling them peanut butter and jelly. Joe framed the silence itself as part of the story. When two people operate that close for that long and one of them goes down, the other one's next moves get scrutinized. The streets are asking if any of that old alliance still shows up in the visitor logs.
Tell me something. When you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if it's just peanut butter, it's just peanut butter. If it's just jelly, it's jelly. When you put it together, it becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the taste is undeniable.
You're saying Diddy and Jay-Z is peanut butter
Peanut
jelly?
butter and jelly.
Next up is Oprah Winfrey. Her name surprised a lot of people when it landed in the conversation. The history with powerful figures already had folks side-eyeing older connections, including the South Africa school situation where accusations of serious misconduct surfaced months after the opening. Virginia Mogobo, the dorm matron, even faced charges. Now her name getting linked to the same broader circles Diddy moved in has people revisiting everything. Joe did not claim direct involvement. He simply noted how certain high-profile names keep appearing around the edges of these scandals. The question of whether any of those old associations translated into later contact is what keeps the comments section loud.
Prosecutors say former dorm matron Tina Virginia Makopo tried to kiss and fondle the girls. She's also accused of kicking and hitting some of them. Makopo pleaded innocent to 14 charges of indecent assault and criminal injury in South Africa.
Ashton Kutcher is another name Joe put on the list. Old videos of him at elite gatherings kept resurfacing, smiling, looking comfortable in the same rooms. When he got questioned later, the energy shifted. He stumbled, hesitated, could not fully explain the involvement. Rogan pointed at that awkwardness as the kind of moment that makes people lean in closer. The streets already connected Ashton to the same party circuit for years. Now the talk is whether any of that history includes quiet visits after the sentencing.
Diddy party stories, they're our favorite genre of anecdote if you have one, yeah. Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell.
Christian Combs rounds out the names Joe highlighted. Diddy's own son has stayed publicly loyal, holding it down through the entire process. That part is expected. But even his name is getting pulled into the wider conversation about the same allegations that took his father down. Joe noted that blood is one thing, but the public is still watching every move connected to the family. Every name on this list circles back to the same core point Rogan keeps raising. These are not random people, but faces that shared the private rooms, parties, and the industry power for years. Some of them tried to distance themselves once the charges stuck. Some stayed quiet, some stayed loyal. And according to the talk Joe is amplifying, some of them are still making the trip to the facility. Rogan's bigger point is about the culture itself. Powerful people move through the same exclusive circles for years, while the outside world knows almost nothing about what actually happens inside. When a major scandal finally breaks, the public starts asking who knew what and when they knew it. The visits become another data point in that larger question. Leonardo's long history of shared appearances, Burner's Grammy connection and the shifting public energy, Stevie's organizational role and the continued defense, Cuba's yacht ties, Jay's power twin silence, Oprah's overlapping elite history, Ashton's awkward explanations, Christian's family loyalty. All of it gets pulled into the same frame once the prison visits enter the conversation. The online community is already running with it. Some people say the visits are just old friends checking in. Others say nobody stays that close unless there is still leverage or unfinished business. One user wrote, "Stevie being careful seems like the hid words. Seems like the type to learn from experience." Another clown, "Stevie was there, restocking the baby oil." The comments keep asking the same things Rogan put on the table. How much did these people really know about the private sessions and the power dynamics? Why does the silence feel louder than any public statement? And if the visitor list is real, how many more names are still moving quiet? What do you think is really driving these visits? Are these just leftover industry friendships that refuse to die? Or is there still something tying these names to Diddy that the public has not fully seen? And if Joe Rogan is right about the pattern, how many more faces are going to end up on the next list? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're all in for raw truths and bold takes, hit that like, subscribe, and click on that next video popping on your screen now.